business partner, our goal is to help our men. So at the end of each session, we want somebody to leave saying that, dang, that really make me feel good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or
Feeling
I wanting to
accomplished or
come
something.
back
Right.
and see what else they got. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to throw that out there because I had a lot of people saying like, oh, I'm not depressed. I'm not going anything. You can come and listen. It's a vibe, man. I'm telling you.
So ultimately, though, it's a support group
Yes.
with resources.
Yes.
I think that's dope. But some people may not need the support, but some people may need the resources. Some people may need both. So like, but you
Exactly.
come from it and you get what you can out of it.
Exactly, because we got realtors. I got a realtor in my session.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody that deal with credit.
Right.
I got people that drive like trucks. That's want to get into that.
Now you got a network.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like people can come. Hey, I don't care if you just come to use it. Use it.
Man, that sounds dope. Like, for one thing, a lot of us is not buying homes, when we should. You know what I mean? Regardless of what's going on in the housing market with the interest rates or whatever, inflation. At the same time, though, you still need the knowledge and know about the steps to go about it, what
agree.
programs can help you with closing costs, how much you make versus what you can afford. A realtor knows all that information. That realtor, I tie you in with a loan officer and see if you get you buyer ready to buy your first home.
I agree.
You know what I mean? So like that is a real important resource. And then somebody, because we living out here anyway, we paying rent or whatever. If you paying a mortgage, at least you gaining a little bit of equity.
I agree.
So that's an awesome resource because once you own something or have something to fall back on, like with your equity, you might have a little equity. You can borrow from that, whatever. Pay your kids' college tuition, whatever the case may be, or take that and be a down payment on another house. Like it's a great resource, and you got somebody. And then another thing, they could learn from that realtor and maybe get their realtor's license and get into real estate. They could learn from that truck and get their CDLs and get that truck, and that one truck and turn to a fleet of trucks. It's so many different things.
I agree.
So when you're sitting in that network, and another thing with us men, we always to a certain degree, we get our social cues from the people around us. So if we getting the people around good people doing positive shit, that's one thing to mimic versus the bull crap, especially for these young guys. Because we look at them, they all carbon copies, clones of a lot of the bull crap that we see. And what you're doing, you're trying to give them a different alternative, give them some guidance, and not just telling them, here's the resources here. I think
agree.
that's dope.
I agree. I appreciate that. I'm just trying to put it out there where though, us as men, we not alone. You know what I'm saying? If you think you is, you not. We out here, man. We here for you. Whatever you think it is, we got you. That's the whole point of bottom line. I'm a set the goal. My vision for this is this. I would like one day, because it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? I get a building. You know what I'm saying? Once I get a building, I have a session off where as though you come in, your session might be an hour from now, 3 hours from now, 2 minutes from now. You have a wait area have TVs, games, pool.
Right.
Real relaxing mental things, you know what I'm saying? I realize statistic-wise, pool for men is soothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It helps calm them.
Right.
I don't know what it is, but I studied on that one too. So I had that, and then I had like 3 other rooms with different sessions going on.
Right.
Right now, my youngest person that come is 16.
Right.
And he on point. He come to every session. He only miss one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think the youngest I'm going to go, once I expand more, is 12.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? 12, then all the way up. So I got a vision. I'm just trying to get out there more step by step. Next year, we will be launching the fitness one.
Okay.
NewPay Way, the fitness way.
Okay, sure.
I got someone on top of that.
Fitness is a good thing because a lot of
Absolutely.
times, a lot of us need healthy habits, and like fitness is one of those things where it's very therapeutic as well, and it also builds your character. I think that's dope.
Absolutely. My cousin, he's big on fitness, so he's gonna be the one that's hosting that. He's gonna be in charge of that, and then I'm doing the female side too, because I can't forget about my ladies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So all this is launching next year.
Yo, that sounds awesome, man. Like it feel like it's about to you about to blow.
Hey, I'm trying to, Mr. Light, I'm trying to get it there, man. For real, I really am. I've been really working at it. You know what I'm saying? And I told God, this time I ain't gonna give up. I'm just gonna keep at it because that feedback, like you told me, when you got that feedback, I got that feedback from a guy that came to my session.
Yeah.
And he was just like, man, ever since I've been coming, it's been really helpful.
Right.
That right there was just like, you got to keep going, man.
We need more people like you to really think about like just having a whole place where somebody can come, and sit down and learn. And it's one thing, we just gotta get the word out. We gotta let
Yeah.
everybody. It's one thing to have resources and they just sitting around, nobody know about it. What we gotta do with platforms, everybody got a microphone. We gotta let everybody know where these resources are, so
agree.
people can have access to them and they can utilize them. You know what I
agree.
mean? And apply it in their life, like sitting down. Like for me, prime example, I learned a lot of the stuff along the way, and then when I was in my 30s, I was like, all right, cool. Around the time when I met you, I'm like, all right, now I know what to do. Then I look back at it. I wish that I knew these things in my 20s.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like even about investing in the stock market, all the drug dealers and criminal minds. Like if these guys was in the stock market, these guys would be billionaires. You know what I mean? But like you don't know about the stuff. You know about it. You know what they are, but you don't really understand it. But just
Right.
get some knowledge, sitting down with men, women, knowledgeable people teaching you these things. You know what I'm saying? Just giving you an understanding of it. And this, over time, you start to get a better understanding of it, and you might grasp it for yourself and say, I'm gonna do something with it.
I
So
agree.
just keep pulling the people in, man, with different disciplines, and keep exposing people, man. I think that's dope, man. If you need me on any level, you just let me know, man. I'm there for you.
Oh,
I love what you're doing, man. I think that's a real way to give back.
I appreciate
I got
that.
one more question for you.
What's up?
And I think this should have been my first question. What motivates you to do this? What happened that you said I want to do this?
Okay, so 2019, I lost my father.
Rest in peace.
I
My
appreciate
condolences,
that.
yo.
I lost my father in 2019, and then, well, first it was my grandmother, which was my father's mom,
Right. Rest in
and
peace.
then 3 months later, my father passed,
That's a lot.
and then a year after that, my other grandma, which is my mom's mom, she passed,
Sorry.
and I was at work working at BD, Beckton Dickinson, and I was driving the forklift, and I tried to kill myself.
Wow.
Like no cap. Like the forklifts, they had these jump, like these things that go behind your back. So like if you was to fall, it catch you.
The road protection, so you wouldn't the forklift won't fall.
Man, I went up all the way up in the air till I couldn't go no more, and I put it around my neck, and I was at the edge, and what happened was my girl, which is my fiance now, she called me, and that was a sign from God, like people need you out here, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't be doing this. So right then and there, like I'm gonna say about probably like 2 months later after that, I was like, you know what? I think this is what I want to do, because one thing I did realize growing up, even when I was in your class, when I talk, people listen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And not even on no like cocky shit.
You're a leader.
You know what I'm saying? It was just like always been different. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody want to do that, I want to do something else that someone might want to do, but they don't even think that
Right.
way. You know what I'm saying? So when all that came to mind, like God just put me in that path. He just showed me the sign, like, nah, this is it. Like this what you gonna do.
So that near death experience and God,
Mm-hmm.
I get it. I'm gonna say this to what you said. Like that's, how many people out here, especially men, young men, they realize how hard life is. Like how long
Facts.
you've been trying to tell them. They didn't really understand it until they became of age and they got out here with no skill sets. You know what I mean? Illiterate, basically. And I mean that in the sense of not that they don't know nothing, but like people leaving out of these schools with 4th, 5th grade reading levels. You know what I'm saying? So you could understand if they can't, and that lets you know what their comprehension is when it comes to reading, not understanding, but reading something. And there goes the rest of the other subjects in school. So that lets you know where they at.
Absolutely.
And get out here and you can't do the basics. Can't read the application and understand it. Can't do a lot of different things. And it's hard. What do
I
they
agree.
do?
I agree.
You know what
I
I'm
agree.
saying? And a lot of people feel like that. And then, the ones that get a little job, and even then, within that, people still feel that way because it's hard and they missed out on a lot of stuff that they should have had coming up. You know what I mean? And all the tools they needed, and they're not in a position to do anything. I'm glad that the tables turned for you and you walked off that ledge.
I
You
agree.
know, a lot of people is on that ledge, and I'm glad we got people like you that can understand how it feels to be on that ledge and reach your hand and pull other people off of it and give them, like you said, resources, therapy, and and even just the thought of the ideas that you have as far as expanding and what you want to do when you do have more resources of your own, giving them a building with all these different things and reaching the young guys. I think that's dope. It seemed like you probably have a demographic of guys probably in their 30s,
Yeah.
20s, and like young teenagers and stuff
Yep.
like that. And that's dope because that's like, yo, they say that your brain don't fully develop D 25. I remember when I heard that when I was like 23, I was insulted. Like, oh, I got it all figured out. Now I know what they mean. It's like the deep thought of thinking, not in the sense of checkers and chess. Like you gotta think like 5 moves ahead, every which way, and all the different possibilities. When you're younger, you're not thinking about all the different possibilities if you do certain things. Hence, that's why a lot of guys be in school, they be fucking up. And a lot, and they're not thinking about the future. They're not thinking about the job application. They're not thinking about where they're gonna be when they're 30. You know what I mean? They
I
in the
agree.
moment. And then with the young guys, and what you'll notice with all the troubled kids, really they just want to raise their hand in class and say I didn't understand. So a lot of them act out, want to fight, do something, get thrown out the class, so they won't have to come back to the class just because they was just afraid to raise their hand.
I agree. I agree. And I'm going to piggyback off what you said because that really stand out to me. When you said that certain men don't know how to do certain things, that is true because in my session, we had guys that said, they was never taught how to change a tire.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that just put a battery in my back. Like, man, next session, we going to teach everybody how to change a tire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when he said it, I felt him because I felt like that moment. I was at Walmart. I had to change my tire. And a younger guy, not a younger guy, but an older guy came over. He was like, you need help? And he showed me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's that right there, man, was just like, dang. Like at one point, I felt bad. It's like I don't even know how to change the tire, but that guy, he was like, man, it's all good, man. That's what we here for. We got to
Right.
build each other up.
Right.
And another thing is, I learned this from another gentleman. Our minds develop every 5 years.
Okay.
Every 5 years, and it's not literally like every 5 years,
get
but
it.
like you get what I'm saying. Like every year or two, you think different.
Yeah,
You know,
mature.
like
I agree.
when
Yeah,
I was 25, I wasn't thinking how I was thinking now. You know what I'm saying? Now that I'm 30, I just turned 30 in March. Like my mindset is totally different.
Right.
You
It's
know what I'm
definitely
saying?
intervals where we change. Like I'm about to turn 43. I don't even think the same way when I was like 40 or 35, let alone 20. So I get it. I get it. Yeah. It's just because your perspective changed. You know what I'm saying? Priorities change. Different things happen in your life. Like some people, they'll have a kid and they just see the world through a different lens
Right.
because now it's about that kid and you want to create this nest and this protective bubble around them and make sure you do what you got to do to have the resources and all that. So it's like, he's definitely right. He's definitely right, man.
And you know what? Another thing is, a lot of men, they afraid to open up because they think it's soft or it's weak. Ain't nothing weak or soft about that. As a man, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay to open up. It's okay to cry. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to blame women, but certain women, we gonna say certain, depending on which man is dealing with the woman.
Yeah.
Some women make it worse because when they see a man vulnerable, they find it weak. Or you a bitch ass nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's not even the case, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you should want a man to open up, you know what I'm saying? And build a nice little side for you, you know what I'm saying? Because he's
Yeah.
showing you that.
A safe space.
Exactly.
But see,
Exactly.
I think a lot of it is it's like just to tap into relationship stuff a little bit. It's just like we all was kind of. It's all based on our anecdotal experiences, right? Because you could be with a woman you could probably vent to, but you don't want to vent to her or open up to her in that manner because of what Joe Rock said what happened to him, or you may have seen something in your life where somebody got joked on because he opened up, or you with a woman and you opened up to her and then she used it against you. So I think across the board, even with what you're doing, like even conversations like this, it's okay. It's okay because men, we are taught to be hard, absorb everything. We are, but we still human. I put it like this, right? When it comes to stuff like that, all the emotions and stuff that women have, and we got those too in the ones that we naturally have. And it's a balance, you know what I'm saying? And we can't act on emotion. We gotta be more logical. Typically, we are logical, but we still human.
Facts.
And like sometimes you might have to step aside and get a little teary eyed, or you might talk to your mom if you still have one, and it might come. So it's somebody there, but it'd be dope if that could be your wife. Because sometimes, and even with men, you can't even do that just with men. You gotta have the right person, because everybody don't deserve that part of you.
True.
But if you got a lady and you could do that with her, it makes it even better. But do y'all have these type of conversations there?
Oh yeah, we had them.
Yeah.
We had them type of let me tell you something. It get deep.
Yeah.
It get deep and it get real. That's what I like most about it, because you get to hear other people's stories. You know what I'm saying? What they've been through. What they learned. You know what I'm saying? What they can dish out. What they can teach everybody else in the circle.
Yeah.
That's what make this whole thing, awesome. Cause it's like, you meet this guy, it's like, dang, I ain't even know you was going through that. Or I ain't even know you learned that. Or I ain't even know you was doing this. You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole purpose of this thing, man. Just, we need a brotherhood. We need a bond. Like, mental health is very important. I mean, look at the first three letters in there. MEN. Men. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta come together. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just gotta lock that in. It's very important.
Have you ever had a situation where it was a real mental crisis and you had to reach out to like therapists or like some type of psychiatrist for the guys? Do you have those type of resources at hand if you get in one of those situations?
Now that I'm working on that now.
Okay,
I'm working on trying to get yes.
So that's
I'm working
important.
on yes, it is. I'm working on trying to get licensed therapists on my side, whereas though someone that really needs, because I'm not a therapist.
Right.
I am a support system. That's all I am. I support my men. So, and I have got phone calls from guys that in a situation, and I'm just there for the conversation. You know what I'm saying? I just try to support them in that need, but after that, I try to get them the right information for someone that's maybe licensed or profession that can really help them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
that's definitely important, because you brought up mental health. And a lot of us struggling with a lot of mental health on different levels, different degrees. My answer to everything is the gym, because that's why I take everything. I'm not, to each his own. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do no drugs. If it get really bad, I'll pray. You know what I mean? But I have my wife to talk to, and I have family, and I have the gym.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? And that's where like that alleviates a lot of stress.
Gotcha.
So in closing, what else do you want us to tell us about your program and what you're doing?
Gotcha. So yeah, so we got merchandise. As you can see, I got the shirt on. NewPay Way Organizations. I got hoodies too. We got more shirts on the way. You can find us on Instagram. That's NewPay Way Org. NewPayWayOrg. Facebook is coming on the way. We're working on that right now. My apologies. The process is a little slow. Sessions are every other Sunday. Like I said, go to the Instagram page, hit that contact, or DM us. We will respond, okay? Like I said, we are here for you guys as men. Come see what we about. We got something good going on. I'm telling you, this is a brotherhood of a lifetime, and we just going to get bigger. We ain't going nowhere. Once again, my name is Shay. Mr. Larry, I appreciate you having me on the show.
Already. I appreciate what you're doing. You know absolutely.
Hey, and we here, man. We locked. So, like I said, man, y'all be seeing me again. And like I said, we ain't going nowhere. The business is growing. NewPay Way, the mental way. Always remember that.